I'm here with Playboy Jo Garcia, who is promoting the new PS Vita, but don't let her appearance fool you. This is more than a promotion. Jo is an avid gamer herself. Jo, we just want to thank you for interviewing us here today at for conducting this interview here at ThoseGamingNerds.com. It really means a lot to us. We're an upstart, brand new site,
Everybody
really.
starts somewhere, right?
Right, absolutely. So, yeah, let's get to the questions. What was the first game you played that truly got you hooked into gaming? Not necessarily the first one you played, but when you really knew, I'm a gamer playing it.
I think I knew I was a gamer when I started playing StarCraft. Like, I think that was the game that was like my over-the-hill game. It's the one that set me off. As far as like PC gaming went, and when I was in college, I used to build computers, so I built them to make them better and faster, so that I can play StarCraft better and faster. But,
awesome.
It's what drove me at the start. Final Fantasy, I guess, would be, if it comes down to the games of all games, the epic like addiction, that would be my drug. Like, Final Fantasy has always been, will always be my absolute favorite game.
Okay, I think you already answered one of my other questions. If you could be any video game character, who would you be and why?
I think I have an infatuation with Cloud's sword. So I would be Cloud, even though he's a dude, but he's a badass.
Why not, right?
And he has sick moves, and I would definitely be him if I could pick a character.
Suffer any memory loss like he does at times?
Every now and then, yeah. Like right now, what are we doing again?
Yeah. Imagine you were given the opportunity to make your own video game. What would you want to make and why?
I want an open world game that's kind of like, what's the name of that? There's a racing game. You remember Split Second, the racing game? Where the board changes every time you go through a path.
Right.
I want a video game that does that. Like an open world RPG game that you can't go through the same area twice and it be the same exact place.
Yeah,
I want it to always change.
That sounds pretty cool. Okay, so what feature of the PS Vita is most intriguing to you and why?
I love the cross-platform play. I like the ability to play with my friends that are on the PlayStation Network, on their PlayStation 3s, and be on my Vita, and be able to, when I have to run to the airport, take it and still be able to use, through 3G service, still be able to play against them.
Right.
The race never has to end. So, like, their whole concept, the whole big push that they were pushing was that you never stop playing, and that's the best part about it. You never do. You can just up and go and keep going. So that definitely is my hands-down favorite thing, and it doesn't hurt that it's touchscreen.
Right,
It's
no,
really
absolutely.
Nice. You finally got a touch screen.
Absolutely. How do you like that it finally has a second analog stick?
Okay, I have to admit, that's the first thing I noticed, only because lately I've been playing a lot of shooter games, and I find shooter games to be just, it's work when you're playing on the PlayStation Portable, like just the regular everyday PlayStation, especially on the PSP Go. Like, it's even 10 times worse trying to use it without the right analog stick. I think that's the best thing they could have possibly done. They gave us a bigger screen, they gave us touch axis in the front, they gave us touch axis in the back so that we can mess with it. It has gyroscope and the accelerometer, kind of like the iPhone and just about any device the iPhone has. And they gave us our right stick. They finally gave us the full feel of an actual controller, which was much needed. What I want to see, though, in the future, they still haven't given us the right trigger buttons yet. We only have the
right,
L1,
the
L2.
R2 and L2.
The R2. What I want to see them do is when they are creating the games, to use the back pad as the R2.
The back pad is R2? Huh, that's an intriguing concept.
Cool, like, you hit the back of this, because your fingers are right in the same spot they would be if you were on the, like you have these two there, and then you
right.
I think that would be sweet. Outside of that, it's perfect.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. And so this answered your question from before, but so I hear you like to play RPGs. What is your favorite series and why?
Hands down, favorite series, Final Fantasy will always be my favorite series. I have other favorites, but that one's my hands down favorite.
Okay, then which is your favorite Final Fantasy?
I like Final Fantasy 2. Everybody's about 7.
Wow.
7, 7, 7. I thought 2 was the best one.
Why is that?
There's just something about it. I think it's how it started. Like, it's when you first started seeing really great story and content in a game. It's when the battle system first changed.
Right.
And I thought, like, after Final Fantasy 1, like, the very first Final Fantasy was supposed to be the last game that company ever made. and it was the Final Fantasy because the company was going down, but it became so epic. Now it's like this huge franchise and everybody loves them. 2 was the proof that the game was great.
Right.
You know? So I absolutely love 2. Everybody says 7. 7 is a great game. It's one of my favorites, but I will always put 2 before 7. My characters are in 7, so like you have my Cloud, Sephiroth, and all the crazy dudes. And I kind of like 10 too, like not 10-2, but 10, like Final Fantasy
Right.
10.
No confusion
there
there.
was a 10 too.
Yeah.
10 also.
Right,
10
right.
Also.
That might have been less confusing to name it.
And only because 10 also, the battle system changed in 10. There was a lot of like, where there was more stuff to unlock, more quests, more hunts, more side questing, which I can lose myself in side questing all day long. And I love the introduction of the summoner and being able to summon all classes of monsters. And I thought it was amazing. Like I thought the story was great. I cried in it. So it's one of those things those are the epic games that you never forget. Like games like Xenosaga or Parasite Eve or Radiata Stories. Like the epic RPGs.
You know your stuff.
I love my RPGs. I can play RPGs all day long.
Awesome.
And I have. I've made that mistake. I have Final Fantasy 13-2 on my. I brought it with me.
So then, why would you make a racing game over an RPG if you love RPGs so much?
I didn't say a racing game. I said an open world RPG.
Yes, you did. Open world RPG.
That's like Split Second in that the board changes all the time.
Okay,
I
got you.
want an open world game that changes all the time.
I got you.
So when you quest, usually you go through the same path and you can read the map and you know which way to go.
Okay.
But I want stuff to happen in the world, like a bridge collapse and you can't go that way anymore.
Absolutely.
Like you have to find a new way to play the game.
Yeah,
and it's still the same world, but I want it to be like real. Like I want it to have real occurrences, stuff that would really happen. Because I don't care who you are, after 180 hours in an area, it shouldn't look the same. It should change after a while. So I want, when I'm questing and side questing, that the environment changes. So that's the video game I would create.
I think that's a great point. And we really can't thank you enough again for this interview. This is amazing. I did not think I'd be able to get an interview with Jo Garcia when I walked in here today.
Well, we're happy that you came out, and we hope that you guys follow us. We have a Twitter, so you can see us at GamerNextDoor on our Twitter. I actually talk to everybody on there. It's the one thing I have control over.
There you go.
And we game all the time, so feel free to come on there. We do Game with Fame on Xbox Live, so if you guys want to come hang out and play with us, we're down.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. This was George with Jo Garcia, a Playboy Playmate, and also of Gamer Next Door, and greatly appreciate this. You have a great day. All right.